would be an interesting dynamic for sure. If Pangea is still existent, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Someone asked Sage Mode Naruto versus MS Sasuke. I mean, Naruto admitted he's weaker, so
Weeb. Is that Weeb again?
let's see. No, it's another guy. I think he joined the server again, but he's dumbass ain't saying shit now.
Now, like, what I will say, like,
yeah.
if you ignore those statements, and at the end of the day, mind you, it's Naruto saying it himself. It'd be really weird for him to like downplay himself, or for you to consider it a downplay statement, or just to think he's just being, you know, I don't know, emotionally dumb or something. But regardless, if you ignore that statement, you know, like it'd be interesting. Like, yeah, they'll fight. You know, they'll kind of go at it, whatever, throw some things. Like, I don't think Sage Naruto's like would get blitzed by like an arrow either. If I'm being honest with you, I think the censor of precog should allow him to be able to kind of deal with that or whatever. But the problem is he has a limit to his Sage Mode. He can only do so many clones, while Sasuke could just fucking utilize his shit over and over and just spam everything. So, like, that's one advantage Sasuke would have.
Yeah, and the thing is, he did say it against a damn near blinded Sasuke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That, you know, like, so it's just
full power 5 Kage summon Sasuke. I doubt he'd have a chance.
Yeah, I just don't really see, like, you got to really give him a lot of benefit of the doubt, you know, and obviously he's not going to be able to fucking pull that one feat he did when he was fighting against Kurama, because what a lot of people forget is when he had like thousands of shadow clones with Sage Mode, that was because he was sitting down and his real life like body went into Sage Mode, so that would give everything in the conscious, like that realm, whatever that shit was why all of them had Sage Mode immediately. You know what I mean? If he's in the real world, he can't just activate Sage Mode himself and then all his clones have Sage Mode. That's not how that works. You know,
the Pain Arc Sage Mode Naruto, it wasn't at that level yet. So,
yeah, you know, like, so that's not really a feat he could be able to utilize, because he can only really do that, you know, when he's in like the Killer Bee realm area training to master KCN. War Arc, sure, maybe he might be able to, but then again, if he could, I'm pretty sure he would have. But, you know, it was a shadow clone, but he does like only base like hundreds to do massive Risingons. It wasn't even Sage Mode either. So, like, we don't really see that feat happen until only when he's training, and he doesn't do that again until he has 6-pass Sage Mode, because it's 6-pass Sage Mode. I mean, he just fucking has that shit on the fly. So
empirically, Naruto did state verbatim, "I'll need the QB in order to beat Sasuke." That's pretty explicit. I know people try to argue semantics, like, "Oh, that's more symbolic." I mean, what else could it mean? He can't beat him without it.
I think people try to interpret that as being like, oh, like he needed the chakra from Kurama to like capture Sasuke and take him back to the village safely.
It's similar with the Obito thing, you know, like Sage Mode could probably be able to allow him to fight Sasuke to a degree, but it's not going to be enough for him to win. You know, exactly. That would be the same thing with Obito, because Obito, Kamui, his hacks, you name it, Sasuke, Susanoo, you know, you name it, hacks, whatever. So it's like, sure, like, if you want to like be, you know, like, not be butthurt or pissed that we're just saying, oh, Sasuke just slams. Sure, maybe he could be able to fight against whatever, but it's only going to do so much, and then he still loses, which is why he would say, I need the power of the Nine Tails. And when he says that statement, he's literally talking with the old frog, okay, and they're literally giving him a whole speech like, oh, you need to start training like Minato and Jiraiya wanted to master the Nine Tails, blah, blah. That's why you were given the key. Then Naruto thinks of himself and thinks of Sasuke while he's blind. Like, yeah, I need the power of the Nine Tails to beat him. He's like, yeah, let's fucking do it. And then that's when he gets sent to the island and starts doing the whole training with Killer Bee. So it's like there's just so much narrative incentive for him to need the Nine Tails power to fight against that Sasuke. It's really weird to say he could just pull it off with Sage Mode. You know?
Yeah,
empirically it leans towards Sasuke. Also, you'd have to speculate to argue for Naruto beating Sasuke. And usually when a writer in a manga makes a character say, I can't beat you, it usually means the literal interpretation for the most part, inductively. And what makes it just more foolproof is the fact that he was near blindness. Like, that's not even Sasuke during the summit. That was like a blinded one. He still didn't feel confident.
Like Itachi, like when he no diff for Orochimaru while blind. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not like it's out of the question. Like we're just fucking highballing Sasuke or you know, wanking his shit. Like, no, like even Itachi could pull crazy ass feats while blind and just shit up people.
So
you know?
That just that further implies that Sasuke would still do well. So Sasuke just scales above him unless you speculate, which is flawed. So that's basically the case.
And the only nitpicking excuses people do, well, they'll be like, oh, well, blind Sasuke, you know, he was going blow to blow with Kakashi. Well, he was fatigued and exhausted. You know what I mean? Like, he's not even at full power while blind. So, yeah, Kakashi's going to go blow to blow. Yeah, there's context. People ignore the context, you know, or then the next thing they'll pull, oh, well, with Zetsu's statement, it was either Obito or Zetsu, I can't remember, but either way, they're like, oh, well, Naruto's more likely, it was Zetsu, yeah. He was like, oh, he says, literally, he might be stronger than Sasuke, or probably more. He doesn't say that he is. I don't think he says he is, but regardless, even if he says, like even if he said he is stronger or probably stronger, bottom line is that could be mainly just referring to Taka Sasuke, not 5 Kage Summit Sasuke that has Susanoo, you name it, etc.
You got stronger at the summit.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. You know, so like if you want to take that at a grain of salt, sure, maybe you could apply that for Taka Sasuke, but I don't know. So
yeah, Kadin even says his chakra is growing colder,
just like the CM2. Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that Kakashi was able to react to Sasuke near blindness, but Sasuke at full power was reacting to the fourth Raikage.
Yeah.
So that also implies that, and the fact that Naruto didn't use Sage Mode to react to the Raikage, he uses KCM, so that implies inferiority at that point as well. So I would say,
Sage Mode Naruto fought against the third Raikage too, and it said it'd be better than KCM.
There's also scaling for the third being inferior. He stalemated the 8-tail, who was inferior to Killer Bee. He was a perfect Jinchuriki who scales below the Raikage. So the fourth
isn't there a data book statement that says the fourth Raikage is stronger than the third?
Yeah, and the fact that the only person
scale it.
I'm pretty sure there is. I could be wrong, but like obviously, if we're comparing like AP with like the third Raikage's spear shit, I'm not gonna say Raikage is throwing a punch and beating that, but like in the aspect sense of it, it was implied for him to be narratively over or stronger. And then not only that, it's always shown they always surpass the previous generation.
The fourth is arbitrarily superior in relative to Killer Bee. Killer Bee is superior to the 8-tails itself. Yeah. And the Raikage in the third stalemated the 8-tails itself. So he scales.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's just more. There's much more empirically for
like you can debate it, Jay, but it's just if we're being real, 100%, it's just it's clear as fucking day. You know what I mean?
If I was being a rat, I might come up with some stuff for Naruto and say that. If I was playing devil's advocate, I would say he meant that he needed the QB because he had a specific way of defeating Sasuke. He more so wanted to bring him back unscathed, and no one would risk dying. So a ratty interpretation would be that the only way he'd be able to bring Sasuke safely back would be with the QB, and the reason that he can't do that is because he, at that point, still doesn't have him under control.
Yeah. Exactly. A cherry on the top to this, Jay, like just to further conclude this, and this is basically you arguing with Kishimoto, regardless of whether you can consider it canon or whatever, but it is part of a filler where Naruto and Sasuke do fight. Naruto has Sage Mode, so like base to base, obviously Naruto would be superior. But then, but then Sasuke starts using his intelligence, and he's like using jutsus, whatever. He does Karen, Naruto does Rising Shuriken, bam, it balances out, whatever. Like, which is extremely impressive for Sasuke because his elemental weakness is wind. So the fact that Sage Mode Rising Shuriken could stalemate Kirin, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy of a feat for Kirin itself. But regardless, that's what happens. And then Sasuke gets serious, does Susanoo, and then what does Naruto do? He doesn't stay in Sage Mode. He goes to KCM. You know what I mean? Like, he goes to the 9-tails.
If I was being a sophist and someone's not that good of a debater, I would say Naruto was able to go toe-to-toe with Pain. Pain is relative to Edo Nagato. Edo Nagato beat KCM1 Naruto. KCM1 Naruto is faster than Sasuke, and that means that Naruto is superior to Sasuke. That's if I'm being a sophist, though. But counter means, well, that Pain was fatigued. He just happened to use a Chaotic Shinotensei. So
exactly.
Really nowhere near full
context again, bro. Yeah.
So yeah,
but everybody ignores.
People are looking so easily.
The other person doesn't. If he's not on his toes, he might lose just because he falls for your sophism. But there's rat tactics, but they're not genuine to me. So
and it's just as simple as that. And at the end of the day, like I said, you're basically arguing Kishimoto. His statements that say needs 9-tails, even in the fight that they're actually shown to fight each other. He needs the 9-tails to go against Sasuke with Susanoo, not Sage Mode alone. Like it's just being disingenuous.
Yeah, so I think that's all of the pre-live stream questions.